Houseguest, welcome to today's Big Brother 26 updates and spoilers. Happy Saturday. Happy Janky world. Our Houseguest of the day is Matthew Burge. Matthew, thank you so much for the support over the years. We could not do this without you, and we appreciate you so much. So thank you again. And if you guys want to be Houseguest of the day like Matthew, it's only $1 for a holla. And our link for our Patreon is in the description below. And while you're down there, we also have a link for Paramount Plus if you're interested in checking out the live feeds. And if you use our link, it really helps us out. So thanks in advance. All right. So when we left off yesterday, the vibes were weird, right? The house guests were roasting in the sun because they are going to be living in the backyard, aka Janky world, all week. This is all because of the AI that is filling in for Ainsley right now. And this is like Dire Fest from season 24, except everyone is living outside this week instead of just half the house. The backyard, as I discussed yesterday, is set up like carnival. They've got games. There's a dance floor there. There's cots for them to sleep on. Porta potties. Gross. Those must smell horrific. I hope Big Brother is like emptying them and it's not just like the same setup for the whole week, because that's a lot. There's pizza and ice cream stations because that's all the food that Big Brother is giving them to eat this week. They can eat pizza, ice cream. They had the materials for s'mores last night, so I guess they get to eat that as well. And then they can eat candy from Leah's HOH basket. Yes. Leah won HOH. Oh my God. She won an endurance competition that lasted like 10 hours. So from what we've heard, the final three in that comp were Leah, Cam, and Angela, and Leah promised safety to both Cam and Angela for the week. So Leah was holding her one-on-one chats on the balcony yesterday, and according to what she was saying to Cam, it sounded like she was planning on nominating Chemo and Rubina this week. Really? And then T-Core would go up as a replacement nominee if necessary. Does she have like another target in mind? Because last week she was telling Angela that if she won, she would put up T-Core and Chelsea, and I believe Chelsea would have been her target. But I don't know if like things have changed, because they had their like makeup conversation where they were sitting on the bathroom floor for like 2 hours and they just like hashed everything out. I guess that actually worked and they like feel better about each other. But yeah, it doesn't seem like she's targeting Chelsea here, and it doesn't really seem like she's targeting T-Core either. I mean, it's possible that she would want T-Core to go because T-Core, she says, would be her replacement nominee if the veto is used. But like, I don't think she figures people will vote T-Core out if she is up on the block. And I would have to agree. It seems unlikely if T-Core is up next to Rubina or Chemo. I think they would just vote out Rubina or Chemo, even though I feel like that's a mistake because T-Core is one of the top contenders to win this whole thing. She has such good relationships with everybody. So if she makes it to the end, there's a very good chance that she's winning this whole thing. So you never know. Maybe people will wake up and be like, oh, we got to get her out if she is up there, but we'll see what happens. So I just want to answer this question real quick. Angelica asks, if they're stuck outside, do they do DRs inside? I believe they are doing their diary rooms outside, but like upstairs on the balcony area. That's what they did during Dire Fest. So I'm pretty sure they're doing that again this time. They are just not going in that house. All right. So Leah continues her one-on-one chats, and she's talking to Mackenzie, and Leah says she would feel okay putting T-Core up as a replacement nominee since she knows during T-Core's HOH week, she was considering using Leah as a nominee, as a replacement nominee. But Leah doesn't really feel comfortable putting T-Core up as an initial nominee because she's figuring T-Core is probably going to stay if she's up on the block. And if she stays and I put her up, like she's going to have a reason to come after me. So Leah doesn't really want to risk that at this point. And Mackenzie's telling her the trio has to know this is coming, right? They have painted themselves like as a trio for a long time now. And I mean, yeah, they've made no effort to hide it. I know when people bring it up to them, they're like, we're playing as individuals. Give me a break. That trio is so freaking tight. Come on. So it's kind of hard to hear what Mackenzie is saying in this next part because they're whispering. There's lots of airplanes going on with everyone being stuck outside. So the audio has not been fantastic for Janky Week. But it sounds like Mackenzie is saying that she thinks that T-Core would potentially ditch Rubina and Chemo in order to further her own game. But she says Chemo and Rubina would not do that because they're in too deep with that alliance. And I would have to agree with that assessment. I think T-Core, while she is actually friends with Chemo and Rubina, and I think she really values their friendship on a game level, she'll cut him loose if she has to. And I mean, like, that's the way it should be, right? But I feel like Chemo and Rubina would go down with the ship. We'll see. But Mackenzie says she's kind of frustrated that Chelsea does not seem to want to take a shot at T-Core at this point. And Leah's like, it's fine. We can deal with that situation when the double eviction rolls around if necessary. I don't think it's going to be that easy to split them up, but if you say so. So Mackenzie says, on the topic of Chelsea, she says, obviously, Chelsea is very close with Cam, but she does think that Chelsea would protect the two of them because she feels like Chelsea wants two girls in the end. Does she, though? I know she's saying that a bunch to their faces, but is that really what she wants? I don't know about that. Mackenzie is hoping that this week they can get a good idea of where Chelsea really stands and what she wants to do moving forward. Okay. So a little later, Chelsea has her one-on-one with Leah. And Leah's asking for Chelsea's opinion because she's been in this position before. She's been HOH twice now. And Leah's like, I feel like I got to break up that trio, meaning T-Core, Rubina, and Chemo. But is she just ignoring the fact that Chelsea has her own trio with Cam and Mackenzie? Possibly an even more powerful trio? She seems to be ignoring that fact. But Leah says she does not want to put T-Core up as one of the initial nominees. And, of course, Chelsea's on board with that because Chelsea would like to see T-Core stay this week. So Chelsea is reinforcing that one of the trio does have to go because if not, they will control the votes next week. What Chelsea's not mentioning is once that trio is split, her own trio with Mackenzie and Cam will control the votes. So there's still going to be a trio controlling the votes, but it's going to be hers instead of T-Core's. So Chelsea is telling Leah, don't be afraid to make a move this week just because you're nervous that you can't play for HOH next week. She's basically trying to tell her you will have people backing you up. She says T-Core can't really be that mad at you for going after the trio because she is aware that people see them as a trio. And if she does go up on the block, she's not going to go home against Chemo or Rubina. I still think T-Core is going to be mad if trio members are up on the block, even if it's not her. So Chelsea says, also, everyone else outside of that trio will be fighting for the power veto to keep the nominations the same. So Chelsea is really trying to push that trio needs to be broken up. She's claiming if she wins HOH that she would also target that trio. I don't know. I feel like she might go after Leah and Angela. But Leah is talking about how grateful she is that Chelsea kept her safe during both of her HOH weeks. And she's like, I'm so happy that I, this week, get the chance to show you that I am 100% true to you. Oh, boy. So basically, this is Chelsea's HOH week again. And it does really seem like it's just going to be Chemo or Rubina going this week unless there is a major shift in this house. Lame. I was so excited when Leah won this HOH that she was going to, take a big swing and go after Chelsea or T-Core, but That's not what she's doing here. I feel like we're in for a potentially very boring week. But anyway, Big Brother interrupted their talk for a dance party because anytime Big Brother plays the music over the speakers, it's like this dance music, the house guests have to report to the dance floor and dance. Most of them look like zombies. They're just kind of like swinging their limbs around. I gotta say, Rubina is putting in some effort. Good for her. There is also this like Janky World song that Big Brother plays sometimes, and I think everybody has to sing along with that one. So it's very much like kids' amusement park vibes with all that. Yeah. So after the dancing all wraps up, T-Core has a one-on-one with Leah. And this conversation was mostly Leah blabbing and T-Core Leah, she says, I have to honor the deals that I made during the HOH competition. And because of that, it does not leave me with many options of who to put up. And I have to say, we find out later that apparently Rubina could have been part of that safety deal. It was offered to her, but she declined. Oof, that's a big mistake. But Leah tells T-Core, you're someone I've always cared about in this game. I want it to stay that way. So T-Core's like, cool. What are your long-term goals in this game? I would say winning, but she elaborates on that. She wants to know, what path do you see for yourself to get to the end? Like, what do you want that to look like? Do I fit into that plan for you? And T-Core's like, I want you to know, if I won HOH, I would not have put you up on the block. That sounds like a big old lie to me, because as far as I know, that trio would have put up Leah and Angela if they had won HOH. Which also would be such a waste of a week. But that's, I'm pretty sure, what they were planning. So T-Core continues to tell Leah, you're someone I really value in this game. I want to see you make it as far as you can. And she says, you deserve to be here. You worked really hard, and I'm not going to be the one to take that away from you. T-Core says she's really impressed that Leah has made it this far without being part of one of those major alliances. She's never been nominated. I hope that road noise is not super, super loud, but it's hot up here. We need those windows open. So, yeah, she brings up that Leah has not been nominated, and we know that T-Core is the only other person left this season who has not been nominated yet. So, yeah. In return, Leah also praises T-Core's game, telling her, you have the strongest social game in here this season. You are absolutely stellar inside and out. She loves her. She says T-Core is always going to be a part of her game plan. She has never seen that plan without T-Core in it. Girl, I don't think that's true. I think she would get rid of T-Core if she knew the votes would be there. But she tells T-Core, there's no way you're being taken out. No way.com. Okay, to sum up T-Core's one-on-one with Leah, just like Rubina, T-Core basically gives Leah nothing. There are no concrete promises to work together. There are no deals offered. There's no important information shared. There is no attempt to redirect the target off of the trio. There's no attempt to get that target placed on the other trio or on Angela. None of that. So it was pretty much a nothing. Meanwhile, Rubina and Chemo chat. And they pretty much know at this point they're going up on the block. So Rubina says, I just can't bring myself to throw people under the bus in order to save myself here. Girl, it's a game. Just freaking do it. Are you serious? They're pretty sure they're going up on the block, but are they going to do anything about it? What do you think? So Rubina and T-Core chat, and T-Core is telling Rubina, you're a warrior. You know, you can get through this. She says she thinks that Leah still wants to go to the end with the women, but she acknowledges, unfortunately, that's not going to be great for Chemo. He could be in some trouble here. And T-Core says, you never know. There could be another miracle. Maybe all three of us will survive this week again. It's happened before. And she says, on the bright side, though, if Chemo goes this week, he'll be able to fight for us in jury. Oh, she's ready to cut him loose. She's already talking about him going to jury. I'm sure she would love to have Chemo in there working the votes for her. Not that she would really need it, but seems like she'd be okay with it at this point. But Rubina is saying she would feel really bad if T-Core has to choose between her and Chemo. Don't you care that you're one of the people that's going to be going on the block? But T-Core says she's ready to be in that position. She wasn't ready before, but now she's more ready. She's more prepared for it. And T-Core is also saying to Rubina, if you win the veto, I'm fine with going up on the block in your place, unless we can convince Leah to make another move. Maybe we offer her a deal, see if she will put somebody else up on the block. I love how T-Core only brings this up when they talk about the possibility of T-Core going up as the replacement nominee. Why not try that now? Why are you not trying to offer Leah deals now to protect your whole trio? I really do feel like what Rubina was saying the other week, how her and Chemo really just became shields for T-Core. That is true. I mean, of course, I do think their friendship is genuine, but they are shields for T-Core, right? And she's just like ready to lose one or two, whatever. So a little later, T-Core and Chemo are chatting. And Chemo says, okay, putting me and Rubina up on the block, sure, that's the easy thing to do, but he calls it foolish. I mean, in my opinion, yeah, she could make a better move, right? She could go for T-Core and Chelsea, but it's also not like unreasonable that Leah would want to split up that trio and put up Chemo and Rubina. It's a trio at the final 8. That's almost half the people that are left. Plus, we know that trio would have put Leah up on the block. So what does she owe them? So T-Core agrees with Chemo. And she's telling Chemo, you should talk to Leah. Because at this point, he still has not had a one-on-one conversation with her. So Chemo is like, oh, well, that would require me throwing someone else under the bus. I know I've said this so many times already, but I just feel like Chemo basically stopped playing after Tucker was evicted. He just isn't even trying anymore. He just exists in the house. He's not contributing to the game. What's the point? Like, what are you even doing? But T-Core is like, what choice do you have, right? Maybe you throw some people under the bus. She didn't want to do it either, but she's trying to get Chemo to do her dirty work here. So T-Core says, Leah is smart. So tell her what the smartest move would be. And honestly, I'm not even sure what move she's referring to. I don't know what she is suggesting he push for right now. Angela? I feel like she doesn't mean for him to throw like Chelsea and Cam and Mackenzie under the bus. I feel like she's saying like throw Angela under the bus, but like how? Why? How would that make sense for Leah? It wouldn't. I don't know. Maybe she is saying that they should throw Chelsea under the bus. I don't think so, though. I really don't. The funny thing is, T-Core's trio has so much ammo that they could be using against Chelsea, Cam, and Mackenzie because of like all the crap that was talked about Leah last week, but they're just like not doing it. So again, T-Core is encouraging Chemo, talk to Leah. It's an individual game. At the end of the day, it is an individual game, and you worked really hard to be here. So she tells Chemo, I just don't want to see you potentially leave with any regrets. So do what feels right for you. Well, apparently what felt right for Chemo was hiding under a blanket and not having a one-on-one chat with Leah before nominations. How are you not going to even talk to her? How are you not going to even try? It's crazy. So they have the nomination ceremony. I'm pretty sure it was outside, just the way it was when they had the Dire Fest in 2020. Not 2024, in season 24. And Leah put Chemo and Rubina up on the block as planned. So there was not much going on the rest of the night. Everybody was exhausted from being up all night the night before. Plus, there's just really not that much space for people to game chat when they're all stuck in the backyard. I mean, they're all like on top of each other out there. So it's going to be limited game chats this week, I'm afraid. So Rubina and Tikor do have a late night Angela bashing session. And this was just so gross. Like, why? I don't think she like did anything new this week to deserve this. I think they're just bitter that Angela did not go up on the block and two of their trio did. So Tikor says Angela has really been getting on her nerves. She can't even stand the sound of her voice now. And Rubina agrees, which is really rich coming from the ultimate baby talker, Rubina. Come on. Tikor was even saying she can't stand the sight of Angela. When they had to all dance on the stage together, she like turned away because she didn't want to have to look at Angela. Jeez, they're saying they don't want to visit her after this. They don't want to talk to her. Like, they don't even want to exchange phone numbers with her after this. It's freaking wild. It's kind of a lot. But yeah, Rubina says that Angela should be the one up on the block this week. Why? She has a much better relationship with Leah than you guys do, and she took Leah's safety deal. So it just makes no sense. But again, I think they're just jealous and bitter that Angela is not on the block. So Tikor says, don't worry, one of us are going to win HOH next week, and we're going to put Angela right up where she belongs, right back up where she belongs on the block. And then we will be sending her out for real this time. They say Angela's been here too long. They talk about how she's been getting close to winning some more competitions, and they said that's not okay. They're also calling Angela, I think it was Tikor who called Angela a big fat baby, which again, Angela has been up on the block almost just as many times as Chemo, but it's okay when Chemo is like hiding under a blanket and crying and whatnot, but like they don't give the same grace to Angela. But anyway, I have to talk about some of the other crazy things that they were saying during this conversation. Rubina was saying that she would be happier with Tikor winning this season than she would be if she won herself. Stop! What are you even talking about? Don't you want to win? It's craziness. Then they start discussing how Chelsea must be so upset about what's happening this week. No, this is exactly what she was pushing for. This is exactly what she wanted to happen. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how they react when they find out that Chelsea was not like their bestie in the way they thought she was this season. Tikor is also complaining how it really affects her when people put Chemo and Rubina up on the block together. She's like, they know what that does to me, and they do it anyway. Like, that's so inconsiderate. It puts me in such a difficult position to have to choose between the two of you. And she's saying, I wouldn't do that to other people. Does she think because they're such close friends, they're such a close trio, that they should just be given a pass to get through the rest of the game without anyone touching them? Like, it's insane to me. I don't get it. The entitlement is just like, it's very strange. But again, it's a game. You're in a trio. People are going to want to split you up. That's all there is to it. It's not freaking personal. So anyway, that's my rant on last night. So then today they had the POV player picks. So we've got Leah, the HOH playing, the two nominees, Rubina and Chemo, and then three extra players, Tikor, Chelsea, and Angela. So then the feeds were down for 2 hours and 13 minutes for the POV competition. And I feel like I'm seeing some updates in here that I need to check on real quick. Hold on a sec. Because I saw that Leah won the veto, but it looks like there may have been 2 winners today. Let's just take a look because I want to make sure I give you guys accurate information. Somebody says we're waiting on confirmation. Let's see what Hamster Watch has got. Because I know when Hamster Watch announces it, it's real. I don't see it yet. I don't know. Where are you guys seeing this? I did not see that update until I just noticed you guys saying it in the chat, because apparently that's coming out like after I set the stream to start. So Angela won the veto and Leah won the Janky veto. Is that confirmed? Oh, Wiki has it? I'm gonna wait. I don't know. As far as I know so far, we know that Leah has won a veto. I'm not sure what the competition was, but I did see the medallion that she was wearing was special for Janky World. It was an orange veto with a blue J on it. I have to say the art art department is killing it. They must be having so much fun this week with Janky World. And then everyone was just kind of hanging out after the feeds came back. They were playing some carnival games. They were singing the Janky World song, and that's where we're at. I'm not sure if Leah will just leave the nominations the same or if she is going to try and make a bigger move. Honestly, I don't even know if she can make a bigger move at this point, because even if she puts up somebody like T-Core or Chelsea, I just don't know that the votes are there to make that happen, because she really beefed it with her original nominations by putting up Chemo and Rubina, because whichever one of them would be up next to Chelsea or T-Core, everyone would just vote that person out. So if she had started off with stronger initial nominees, she could have done something here. But in order for that to happen now, in order for her to take out one of the players like Chelsea or T-Core, a strong player, she would have to change some minds on the vote before she does that. So I don't know. But we'll see what happens. It's also going to depend if there are 2 vetoes or not. Can you imagine if Angela does also have a veto, so they both use them and then Chelsea and T-Core go up? That'd be freaking insane. That would be crazy. So yeah, we'll see what happens with this Angela situation. And if we do find out for sure that Angela also has a veto, I will update that in the info for this stream, because I gotta know. I gotta know if this is true or not. But we'll see. So I want to thank you all so much for being here. And I want to thank our super chatters. Janine Honberger, thank you so much. Janine says, oh, hi. Hello. I appreciate your updates. Do you think Leah has a backdoor plan to go after Chelsea? I don't think she's going to follow through with that this week, except, like I just said, if it is a double veto and Angela has one as well, maybe Leah would make a huge move and put up Chelsea and T-Core and then let the house decide who's going to go. But from what she was telling everybody and talking with Chelsea, it didn't seem like she was planning on targeting her. But again, if there are 2 vetoes, that could absolutely change. And I think she'd be silly to not make a big move and go for one of them, because either one of them could beat like everybody else to win. Shane Wright, thank you so much for the super chat. Really appreciate it. David Cushmore, thank you so much. David wants to know who is going to take out Chelsea and T-Core. Maybe no one. It seems like nobody really has the guts to do it, unfortunately. I mean, I could see Mackenzie potentially going for T-Core, but like, would the votes even be there? I don't know. Yeah, they might make it all the way, and if they do, good for them, because they played really great games. But yeah, I mean, they definitely have the potential to go all the way. David also wants to know who's going to jury number 2 and number 3. I wouldn't be surprised if it was just like Chemo leaving this week and then maybe like Rubina for next week. It could be a little bit boring, the next few evictions. I'm not totally sure. But yeah, again, a lot's going to depend if this is just a regular veto or if it is a double veto. Thank you again to David. And Raven Picks, thank you so much. Raven wants to know, do you think Chelsea will win the game? I think she's absolutely got one of the strongest shots at winning this whole thing. I think she's got a great resume. She has been very influential in a lot of moves. She's got a lot to show for herself. She's a strong competitor, so she can win those endgame competitions. And a lot of people on the jury are friends with her. They're fans of hers, right? They appreciate what she's been doing in there. So I think she has a very good chance of winning. But I do think that her target is growing as people are realizing she is such a strong contender to win. So we also have to see what happens when they do eventually have a double eviction, because that's when people are going to want to target those bigger targets like Chelsea and T-Core. So we'll see. But thank you all so much for being here. Again, I will update the info when I know for sure if it's a double veto or a regular one. But yeah, Thank you for being here. I will see you tomorrow night for the episode recap. And until then, much love. Bye, everybody.